The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The name's Nuka, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. I don't know why, but you are.
This honky tonk man, greatest intercontinental champion of all time, and you're watching Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Yes, that's my favorite. Shake, rattle, and roll.
What's going on, wrestling nerds? Welcome to the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We are talking about last night's Night of Champions and the Friday Night SmackDown that came the day before. Joining me on the broadcast is the one, the only Wrestling Guru.
Hey, what's up?
What's
I
up?
hope everybody's staying cool.
It's not bad today. Last week it sucked.
Yeah.
But joining us once again, since the Fat Man is not here. Actually, no, screw that. Mike is gonna join us whenever the hell he can.
I was gonna
Screw
say,
that.
wait a minute. It's not
Hold
like
on
he
now.
just. It's
What
not
are we
like he
doing
just substitute. He is the. We know how we have the shirt. There's a shirt of who was the third man. We have the fourth man. We've got Mike.
Yes. How we
What's
doing,
going
boys?
on, Mike? I know you're coming off of a little of a high from last night's Cup race.
Yes, Chase Elliott getting it done. Looked like pre-injury Chase Elliott last night. I'll tell you that much. The moves he made in the last 10 laps of that race.
The
whew,
last couple weeks, he's been really fast.
he has been.
He's been good all week, all year, guys. He averages a top 10 finish every week.
Yeah, well,
Consistency will eventually pay off, and it did last night.
It did. He got some help from his teammate, though.
And this, I feel like this is like the day one after like March Madness where I just laugh at everybody's brackets being busted. My bracket's still perfect.
is oh, I see what you mean.
He didn't fill one out. That's why.
I didn't do one. That's why it's perfect.
That took a lot longer than it should have.
You had to
be
really think
wrong.
about it, right?
Can't be wrong if I never picked it.
I literally was like, "Who the hell picked Ty Dillon?"
Mm.
What's Ty Dillon got to do with this?
Because he
I know.
beat Hamlin.
I was trying to do the Dale Jr. thing about Kyle Petty, but Ty Dillon.
Yeah, what the hell's Kyle Petty gonna do? Oh, no roof hatch victory lane celebrations this weekend.
No roof hatch ones.
So let's get into some bullet points for SmackDown as they are over in Saudi Arabia. If you're just going to watch a couple things, look for some highlights on YouTube or their Facebook. Go watch the Tiffany Stratton Nia Jax match. It's a street fight, and it was by far the match of the night. There's a moment.
I got just a quick question because I heard it all week long, and I just want to get a viewpoint. Do you two care that they go to Saudi Arabia? Do you care that Saudi Arabia is quote unquote blood money?
No,
Does it really bug you that they go there?
not really. They're a business. They have to do what's best for business, and if it means getting $50 million to go over there for 1 or 2 nights, I don't care.
But does it bug you that how their culture treats women should be a reason that they don't go to Saudi Arabia?
That's a fair argument, though.
But I don't want to speak because I'm not fully up to date on how they do things. For what I'm told is they are relaxing a lot of their religious restrictions on women. As we saw from the first time they went over, there was no women in the crowd, and then there was no women on the show either. Now there are women in the crowd that aren't fully covered, and there's women on the card as well. So I don't know
But
if they're just, I don't want to phrase it because it is not my culture. I don't
I
know
didn't
if
mean to
things
put you
are
in a hard
changing.
spot.
I don't know if things are changing over there towards women,
But-
but at least in my opinion, it kind of looks like it is.
well,
to
all
the
the
point where
women.
they're
I was gonna say all the women wrestlers they can't wear their normal gear. They have to wear special gear.
but their heads are shown.
yeah.
They
And
have to
they're-
be.
they're
They
over
have
there.
to be covered from neck to neck down, and only their hands revealed. But my question, and I don't know, I don't want to get all political or anything on that nature, but it's not our. It's not our rights to push what we do over here, over there, same way them over here. It's nobody's
I'm guessing
forte
you
to
were
push.
seeing a lot of bitching.
Oh, do you know how many events we've done in the WWE PLEs have been in Saudi Arabia?
2 a year for the last 6 years.
There's been 13 PLEs in Saudi Arabia.
So
Well,
yeah,
I can think too that a lot of people were just concerned about everything going on over there this week.
Oh, I guarantee. Well, I mean, I wasn't. I mean, think about it.
I don't know. At the end of last week's podcast, you did say I don't think they're going over there.
I didn't think they were going over there because of government restrictions. They had already restricted airspace over there and that kind of stuff. I didn't think ever it was going to be their call to say they're not going. I thought before the last week's show that it was going to be they were going to be told they can't go. But it's been like 13 PLEs, and every time we have a PLE going to Saudi Arabia, all I hear about all week long is the constant bitching and complaining about them going over there and doing business. Everybody just needs to realize that they're going to continue to do the business. Like you said, it makes them a lot of money. It gives them the ability to basically make a foothold in the ground on that side of the country that they can work out of when they go overseas.
That side of the world.
They have the WWE experience in Saudi, in Riyadh,
Mhm.
for a reason.
That whole island, it looks dope.
Yeah, like they have that for a reason.
Kind of looks like what Abu Dhabi has in a way.
And I love how the WWE is getting, well, IWC can't make up their mind whether they want what they want, but like UFC's gone to Riyadh or in Saudi Arabia for years, and they're owned by the same company. You had to know the WWE was eventually going to be over there as well on a regular basis, and I'm fine with it. I really am.
It gets us 2 extra pay-per-views a year because we still have the normal pay-per-views. I feel like these are added to the calendar.
You're only getting one this year.
Oh, we are only getting one?
Yeah, because Crown Jewel's in Australia this year. It's not in because they're getting the Royal Rumble, which again, I don't care about. I'm fine with that. It's not like I'm going to the Royal Rumble anyway.
Would you care if they get Mania though 1 year?
I don't care. I don't care. At this point, I don't care. I do not care what they do business-wise to make money to succeed.
Mike, I don't know if you were watching the show this time last year or if you were on it or doing all that stuff. I said it's called World Wrestling Entertainment. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about time they start acting like it's the world instead of the United States.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And they have. I mean, and they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to push the foreign PLEs.
Yeah.
Because I mean, think about it. What was it? After WrestleMania 40, they didn't come back to the States till SummerSlam. The year after WrestleMania 40, and then they literally came here for SummerSlam. Then they went back overseas, and then we're in Canada for Survivor Series. So like they've made the attempt to kind of like overindulge the foreign audience with pay-per-views to kind of make up for lost years in my mind. But I don't care.
I don't hate it just for the fact of the US will always be home base for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and according to reports, it's moving a little farther west here soon.
Yeah, it looks like once the lease is up in Stanford that they are moving to Las Vegas.
To Las Vegas,
Oh wow.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if they keep both.
I would imagine they're going to get rid of the Connecticut one, Connecticut one, because really the only reason to be in Connecticut is Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that they're gonna move to Vegas and keep the Performance Center in Orlando, but I wouldn't be shocked if they don't build a Performance Center type thing in Vegas too.
Which
just like
which is
they
wild
just-
because they just built that, or not built that.
I was gonna
renovated that
say
whole thing.
renovated. That's exactly what I was gonna say because I'm like they just renovated
no,
that
no,
whole
no,
thing.
no, no. I mean they're gonna have both. They're gonna have a Vegas Performance Center and they're gonna have an Orlando Performance Center.
The one in Stanford that they just moved into.
Yeah.
Think about it. If somebody else built it, they didn't build it. If they have a lease for it, so they didn't pay for it to be built.
Well, no, but they paid for it to be restructured.
I was Vince paying for it. Way to go, dummy. I
Hey,
think the
more
smartest thing for them-
businesses moving out of Connecticut. What else?
Well, I mean, we hear you talk about the prices so much in Connecticut, things are a lot cheaper, believe it or not, outside of Vegas when you're not in the
Yep. Not
when
in
you're
downtown.
not on the strip. It's
Yep.
not as expensive.
Yep.
So I'm not shocked about that. But anyhow, I mean, I'm fine with these. I actually prefer the overseas PLEs because
they're during the day.
they're during the day on a Saturday where really nothing else is going on. I mean, I mean, they're not doing a PLE in September, so you don't have to worry about the first week of college football or the first month of college football. They're not doing a PLE.
It'd be October.
It's going to be October and it's going to be towards the end of October. That's Perth. So that'll be an afternoon pay-per-view.
No, wouldn't that be a morning pay-per-view?
It would be a morning
Yeah,
one.
it'd be morning.
Yeah.
Because that's the 6 a.m. one.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
only I got up for last time. Yeah. So, I mean, I like the different time period or different time zone pay-per-views.
I enjoyed
Well,
watching
they will-
SmackDown at 1:00 in the afternoon on Friday.
They will run into an issue with the Clash in Paris because that's Labor Day weekend, and that's I think is that a Sunday pay-per-view or is it a Saturday pay-per-view? Because
I was just looking at pay-per-views because I filled out the rest of our sports.
if that's the Saturday, that's the first full Saturday of college football. If
Clash in
that's-
Paris is August 31st.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's August 31st, if
looking,
that's
I'm
a
looking.
Saturday.
it'll be a Sunday.
It is a
Sunday.
Sunday, August
Okay,
31st.
They
So
won't
they're
run
being
into any
smart
problems.
about it. They
Yeah.
didn't make it on a Saturday for opening college football. Like they're paying attention
Mhm.
to make it that they're not going against some of those ones they know they're going to lose to.
And then for the most part, they're being smart because they're not doing PLEs on Sunday nights attached to Sunday Night Football.
I love PLEs being on Saturday.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do too.
I know Evolution's going to be on a Sunday.
because then we can come here and talk about it the next day.
Yeah, I know Evolution's going to be here. It's going to be a Sunday, but that's like a jam-packed weekend of wrestling
It is.
anyway. But like other than that, I like the Saturday PLEs, and I don't. The last time I checked, I don't have stock in WWE. Unfortunately, I should have bought it a long time ago and didn't.
I bought it
But
during
he-
COVID when they stopped touring.
But even if I did, I don't care what they do business-wise to make money. If they're not physically hurting or destroying people in the process, I don't care anymore.
Can I make the point like the only Sunday night pay-per-views that should still be a thing is obviously SummerSlam Night 2 and Mania Night 2. Other than that, just keep doing what they've been doing and doing on
100.
Saturday.
I agree 100% with that one. I think the Evolution pay-per-view being on the Sunday is just because they're trying to pack up that weekend going against the other channel. I think it's both. WWE's way of saying kiss my ass here. I'm gonna run 3 shows against your one show and see how you like it. But anyway, I got tired of it, seeing it all week long. they're going to Saudi Arabia. CM Punk's going against his words and he's going to Saudi Arabia. I mean, God for sakes, he said that statement like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the same person I was 10 years ago, one, I'd be about 150 pounds lighter, and I'd probably be a hell of a lot dumber. So,
But
I mean,
did you see though that he apologized on I think it was
yeah,
on the
he
pre-show one?
apologized. Whether it was I got called out on the spot and I better hurry up and apologize, or he meant it, I don't care. But if he's showing the growth enough to go to Saudi Arabia to do the show,
And put on a hell of a match.
all I hear anymore is how Triple H is horrible at booking anymore, and how it's all just he's Vince McMahon Jr., which however you want to put it, I don't care. That he's going to be out of a job in 18 months. That WWE's in debt, or TK's in debt, and WWE is going to get sold. And at this point, I just kind of blocked it all off to the point where now I'm just like, I don't care anymore. If it's not physical, if it's not bothering me, I don't care. When it comes to the money side of
Shall we go back
WWE.
to SmackDown now?
Yeah, you can have your moment in the sun. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go watch Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. They beat the shit out of each other. It was great. There was a moment where Nia Jax goes off the ring apron to a Tiffany Stratton laying on a table, just like a tree falling in the woods, just splat.
Timber.
He did the noise and the dogs are like barking behind him.
Sorry. And the promo between Cena and Punk to close out SmackDown. Where
What was it? Punk Nation?
Punkonomics?
Punkonomics?
Word life.
Drug free.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cena helped him write that.
I can see it.
And Mike caught something that I didn't see watching it the first time.
I did. I went back and looked at it this morning before we got on for the show, and Punk mouths to Cena at one point. It's very faint, but you can tell. He says, "I'm gonna miss you."
I was really surprised to go back and see that.
Which one is a bigger in your guys' eyes? Because you guys are, it's kind of more in both of your two's hot spots of wrestle fandom, where I've been here long enough that I remember when Abel fought King. What's a bigger feud for who is Cena's number one feud? Is it Randy Orton or is it CM Punk? Not match wise, not how many matches did they have against each other, but which is the more intense rivalry?
It's
Orton and Cena,
It's
or
Orton.
Cena and Punk.
It's Orton, Punk, and then Edge. And then Angle.
I would put Edge at 2. I'd put Punk at 3.
Interesting.
Why? Well, how would you rank it, Ryan?
Intensity wise, Orton's still number one just because of how volatile their feud was.
That's John Cena's father.
He Punk kicked his father.
Yes, he did. He Punk kicked his dad.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Edge slapped the shit out of his father. What's your point?
the punt kick was... You were out for a significant period of time with a punt kick.
Did you ever hear the story of the slap?
Well, didn't John Cena's father wrestle Randy Orton too? Because that was the thing on Monday Night Raw back then too. He did wrestle him.
I think he had to have a match or something, like a gimmick thing type deal. I think as far as like the feud that made Cena more vulnerable, it's Punk. I feel like Cena and Punk going head to head, you wasn't really sure what the outcome was gonna be.
That's fair.
I mean, that Money in the Bank match is still a freaking classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
it is.
And then the Raw following it, where McMahon is going to fire John Cena, and he literally says, "I'll show up on Tuesday or Thursday nights for TNA, because you can't get rid of my name."
Mm.
Remember too
because WWE owns the trademark of John Cena.
You remember that's the last Fire Burns entrance that Punk had too, was that Money in the Bank.
Yes, it was.
Next night, he comes out after Cena beats Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, then we had Cena heel turn that nobody talks about, where he beats up Rey Mysterio and takes a belt from him. No, it wasn't the same night.
No, it was a couple weeks later.
Cena,
no, it was a
couple
weeks
weeks later, because Ray wins the tournament to become WWE champion, and then has to face Cena the following week.
Yep.
And that's where we get the heel turn from Cena, where he beats up poor innocent Rey Mysterio that just won the WWE title. And then that's when Punk makes his return.
Yep.
Because I'll never forget the photo of the WWE Championship sitting in CM Punk's refrigerator. Go ahead, your promo. You got more on that?
it was just really good. Like, I love how Cena does the pipe bomb 2.0, and then Punk the next week does Thuganomics 2.0. I love how they are two sides of a coin throughout their whole career.
Mike, how do you like his jersey for SmackDown?
No. I know he's a Cubs fan. That's his thing. I don't personally like it.
Caught him.
I had to think about it for a second. I was like, wait. But guess who? Did you guys hear who the producer was for that segment?
Yes.
Mr. Glorious himself, Bobby
Good.
Roode.
Good. Speaking of agents, shout out to Abyss. Abyss makes history this past week, becoming the first non-WWE contracted wrestler to appear. Well, I can't say WWE contracted because Muda has been in the game, but first TNA legend to be put into a WWE game, having never wrestled in a WWE ring. So congratulations to Abyss. Yep. Well deserved. I've already played the game with him a couple times. I had the triple threat match of all triple threat matches. Undertaker versus Kane versus Abyss. I'm gonna have a fatal 4-way here later I'm gonna add the Fiend to it and make it on Devil's Island, I guess, and see who wins. Shout out to him. And then there was 3 basketball players added to the and God damn you, Mike. Three basketball players added to it. The only one I really know is Shaq because the other 2 don't matter.
I mean, one tore his Achilles. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Not sorry.
Yeah. One tore his Achilles, another one is a Nick.
Got him.
I'm gonna get lit up by the other one for that one. He sees that one.
He doesn't watch the show back. I'm the only one that watches the show back.
I did see the Shaq is on it, so I'm gonna have Shaq versus Great Khali. That should be pretty fun, considering he was the other part of that DLC that nobody talks about.
Shall we get into Night of Champions?
Sure.
All right. Night of Champions, June 28th, 2025, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
He's watching. He just commented in the YouTube page. He gave us his tip. I go, hey, yo!
Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Kingdom Arena. The tagline for the pay-per-view is "The last time is now," which it feels like every pay-per-view at this point is "The last time is now." It looked like they had... It is said that they had 27,000 people in there. I feel like that's a lie. I feel like it's a hell of a lot more than that.
Can I say that when I was looking at some of the highlights on Twitter yesterday when I was out and about doing stuff, why did it look like all the cameras that they had were like 4K quality?
Yes.
Because it looked like the cameras were all 4K
Because whenever
quality.
they're over there, it's not WWE cameras, I don't think. I think it's all high-end Riyadh, like...
Oh, no, it's WWE camera systems, but they're the ones that stay over there.
Oh, okay.
When they do their shows and stuff over there, they want the best of the best, and the group that pays for them to go over there.
Oh, hey, speaking of the best, how about that 30-minute power outage to start SmackDown?
I don't know. Only you got to watch it at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It sucked. I'm sorry we didn't mention this before. SmackDown starts perfectly. Nothing wrong. The minute Orton comes out with Cody Rhodes, starts talking, and then it just...
AJ, you've never sounded any better.
I think I saw a clip on Friday. Was it one of the producers or something of the cameramen told Cody Rhodes like, "Hey, we're off the air," and Cody's like, "We're not live."
No, what happened is he's looking at the hard cam and then he looks over and the camera guy is saying, "Keep going," because while they're not live,
They're recording.
they're still recording. They just don't
So
have it
it's-
off the main cam. They have to do
so they can
everything
make
off the.
so they can
Okay.
make their edits later and fill in the space.
Which, if you watch the U.S. version,
They edited that out.
and they didn't edit it out, but everything they give a little tagline at the bottom like, "Hey, power outage," blah 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 blah, and all of it's via like camera from like Stu or something on the
On the apron.
on the apron or on the ground looking into the ring.
Okay.
It sucked for watching it live. I was so happy to actually catch it live, and then for 30-ish minutes, just we'll be right back. Like out the commercial stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That for a good half hour, no timeline, no nothing.
Did you at
And-
least mute the audio?
Yes. Yes, I did. Boy, does it get freaking annoying.
Uh-huh.
At least it wasn't a certain song that none of us want to ever hear again. Mike, you said I'm
Shark
deleting you.
do.
I mean, he can say that one too.
So to open Night of Champions, we get a nice monologue from Tom Rinaldi. I thought that was a pretty cool little touch.
I love how they get like real wrestling fans that are actual like journalists for like Fox Sports or ESPN or
Well, he's
he's ESPN.
No, he's Fox
no,
now.
he's
Oh,
Fox,
he's Fox now.
Yep.
Yeah.
He left ESPN like 3 years ago.
Oh shit.
This
Yeah,
point.
he left the Woke Network.
Yep.
So we open it up, and I was kind of shocked this was the opening match. The
Start with a banger.
men's King of the Ring final, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, and I think a lot of people were waiting for the lights to go down, and you hear Cody's music first. If you pay attention to the audience, it catches them completely off guard that Orton comes out first. Because like they were waiting because of the long pause, they're like waiting for the boom boom.
Cody,
And it never happens,
Cody.
and then they had to hurry up and change it. Like, wait a minute, Randy's coming. I thought that was
They
pretty,
are
pretty
loud.
menacing.
They are so loud. That is outside of all the crowds that we have seen the past 5 or 6 years, Ryan. I feel like the Saudi crowd, the France crowd, and
I don't know how much of that's not
Belgium?
piped in.
all that singing.
I don't know how much of that's piped in or not. Over
Really,
there.
you think so?
I mean, they do a really good job not to pan the crowd while that's being chanted.
That's a fair point.
At this point, I think some of it's boosted, but again, I don't care.
Oh,
It
well,
makes
then
for a
I
good
will shut
show.
up then, because
No,
that was
no.
going to be my point.
I think you're right. I mean, the France and stuff, I take it as it was a thing, and I think now it's caught on so much that the foreign audiences are electric, and they want to keep that facade up, that they will pipe that in my opinion.
Well, you still have
'Cause-
some of the United States crowds. They start trying to do it too.
Yeah, but like because
Not
they
the
do a
same.
really, really good job of not panning the crowd while they're chanting Orton's name.
Hey Ryan,
And it's
I have
Oh,
the
thanks.
stream up in the Discord, so you can read the Facebook comments as well.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that I know during the pandemic they piped in a lot of stuff.
Well, you had to. Well, because
Yeah.
all you had was LED screens half the time, and then you had was it for like a little bit of time in the COVID year? They had actual people on the outside behind glass doors, and they were just like being hockey people.
Yeah.
Quick to answer there on the Facebook page. That's my cousin Kevin. Shout out to him. He's always been a big supporter for me. No, that is Hogan's Beach Shop. That is his store. They just announced the opening of the new store in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. They're gonna work on a grand opening. So yeah, that is all Hulk Hogan, 100% him. Plus he has the Hogan's Hideout, which is the restaurant that they do live karaoke at on Monday. But yeah, that's Hogan's stuff. Speaking of which, there's a new rumor going around about him, and if it's coming from Bubba the Love Sponge, to anybody that cares, if it's coming from Bubba the Love Sponge, do not take it for what it is, because he doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Keep in mind, he is the guy that is the center point of Hogan's lawsuit from Gawker, and he's also the one that leaked the videos of Hogan using the language that people don't like, that makes Hulk Hogan absolutely trash to some people. That was Bubba the Love Sponge that released that. That was Bubba's recordings. Whether somebody else stole it from Bubba and released it or not, it's still Bubba the Love Sponge's fault. So you want to believe, sorry, my language on a Sunday, but you want to believe that piece of shit for what it's worth, then don't, because it's not worth it. But anyhow, Hogan's fine. He did have had a heart surgery, but he is fine, so he's not on his deathbed. I've got people that I've talked to that's talked to people. Sorry, side note, but
back to the first match of the night. Cody Rhodes defeating Randy Orton in 1945. I thought this match went the way that I thought it was going to. I really thought this is where we were going to see Randy Orton punt Cody, though.
No,
especially at the end of the match where Cody's giving Orton his flowers and Orton looks pissed. I thought he was going to slide into the ring and then...
I think we're getting closer and closer to what I've always wanted.
Cody Rhodes heel turn?
No, we're getting there where Randy turns back into the real Viper. He's hinting really, really hard to turning heel. And last time I checked, heel Randy Orton didn't lose nearly as much as this face Randy Orton has lost. This face Randy Orton can't win his way out of a wet paper bag at the moment.
No. Yeah, but he's also facing, well, granted.
But I thought the match between the two of them was a great storytelling match. As much as I hate the whole Orton back thing, it played into this match. And then even Cody got kind of heelish with the bow and arrow around the ring post and was kind of vindictive in that nature. And it was kind of nice to see from both of them.
Well, didn't Cody say in an interview this past week with Kay Adams or something that he said he's getting close to being done with his babyface run?
It was, but if you listen to the whole interview, he says it's like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And he's not gonna make it blatantly obvious that he's gonna turn heel.
No, of course not.
So it's either gonna happen really, really soon, or it's just never gonna happen if he gives you a time frame of a year and a half to 2 years. I thought it worked out the way it was. Why I said, because I said it from the minute the tournament was announced on who was in it.
Rip the turnbuckle off.
That Cena was, Cody was gonna have to go through his two best friends to get back to Cena, and he did that. I don't care what people think about the King of the Ring or the Queen of the Ring as a gimmick and not mattering. It builds the story to get to SummerSlam without having to make, let's have Fatal 4-Ways on Monday Night Raw and then have this and then have that. It's the same story. We just made it an event for the King of the Ring. So I don't hate it. I actually liked it. That's how Cody got back to the WWE title. So he's either going to face Cena or Punk at SummerSlam. All in all, I thought it was a really good match. It may be probably close to my favorite match on the card. Just because it's two of my favorites, basically.
Mike, what are your thoughts on the match?
From what I was able to see yesterday, I thought it was a pretty solid match. It was pretty good. I wasn't surprised on who won, but I did like the Cody kind of tapping in a little bit to his darker side, putting Orton around the ring post. They both were, because I think Randy used the chair, tried to use the chair at one point, but Charles Robinson's like, nope, we ain't doing that.
And then turns around and takes off the
But it works because they know what's on the line in the match, and they both know that they have to go beyond their means to try to win the match to get back to Cena. It's not like it's not like it was a one-sided match going in where we knew Cody wanted to get back to Cena. We knew Randy wanted to get back to Cena just as bad as Cody did. So they're gonna do whatever they need to do to get there, and they worked it out wonderfully yesterday. So yeah, Cody gives pops and praises to Jey Uso, and then he gives tells everybody, and Randy is the locker room leader anymore. The Undertaker's not there anymore. Randy is the elder statesman. He is the locker room leader. But I think we're headed to a Cena Orton heel turn, and I'm gonna like it a lot because
You've always liked heel Orton better.
He's always better as a heel.
Orton is meant to be a heel. His daddy was a heel. His grandfather was a heel.
How long did Cowboy Bob have that cast on for?
Like 6 years. So next up was Rhea versus Raquel. In a
Street fight. Yep.
Yeah, but they had a
14
name to
minutes
it. And I
flat.
can't remember. It was this is
Beat the shit out of each other with
This is what you
everything
ex-
under the ring.
This is probably Raquel's best match on the main roster.
But they're best friends. They're gonna have great matches together. And what's more fun, beating your best friend up or beating a stranger up?
You're always gonna hit your best friend harder.
Beating your best friend up, and they proved it, and it was good. And
when Rhea was tied in the ropes, and then Raquel has this big ass smile on her face, just swinging the kendo stick into the midsection of Rhea, and I'm just laughing the whole time, because you know that they're after that match they're back there hugging, and I was like, "Ow, you didn't have to hit me that hard."
Hey, the IWC should be really, really happy. We had a table spot that didn't have a Slim Jim logo on it.
No, we did not.
Because they're not allowed to promote Slim Jims over there or American products.
Didn't Raquel at one point put Rhea Ripley through the Night of Champions announce table cover thing?
Yeah, that was a weird kind of spot. Yeah. Rhea lays the table cover on across the ring timekeeper area. And I was like, that's a weird spot to put that. And then you see why. She got powerbombed through it.
She did.
Roxanne gets involved. It looks like she's gonna help Raquel. Rhea fights her way through it, takes out Roxanne with a sliding kick to the trash can that Roxanne was in.
Just remember, if you listen to Finn, you lose.
And then we get the riptide off of the table, off the top rope, for the 1, 2, 3, and Mommy is on top again. Finally gets a win. She's been needing a win for about a month now. It seems like. I know. Mike's over there like, no, she doesn't. She doesn't need wins.
I didn't mind her winning this match, to be honest, because the Judgment Day storyline is now just a freaking mess with no Dom and no Liv. So
I saw people in the IWC bitching and moaning that the referee should stand clear, and they were bitching that the referee was holding on to the table. Like, are you shitting me?
But nobody seemed to care when they were holding the ladder in AEW so they could do a spot. Get off yourself.
Like, of course, the referee has to get involved.
Just go touch grass.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit, Mike.
Well, my camera went out of focus. Kevin, you can't go wrong with WCW Nitro was always a good one on PlayStation. WWF, I want to say Warzone was on PS2.
I liked Here Comes the Pain.
And Here Comes the Pain for SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain is probably one of the best wrestling video games of all time. That's also good because you get Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan, and then Austin, Rock, all those guys. So yeah, SmackDown.
Did I ever tell you
SmackDown,
the first time
Here Comes the Pain is probably number one.
I played SmackDown Here Comes the Pain? I had to ask my buddy at the time because it was his game. I wasn't allowed to have it. Why is Hulk Hogan Hollywood Hulk Hogan and then Hulk Hogan is just Hulk Hogan? Are there two different people?
Two different characters.
I could not comprehend that at like 5 years old.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, great match. I like Rhea wearing the Halloween pants that like she must have wanted to wear but never wore, and
There's
then she
so
wore
much
them.
black in this match.
Which, being the colorblind guy, I kind of laughed when I saw that post because I literally watched the whole match thinking Raquel's was like a dark purple.
Mm.
That's what it looks like in the light to me, was a purple.
It's all
Yeah.
black. Everybody
It's
was
all
wearing
black.
black.
Yeah.
So, Sami Zayn defeating Karrion Kross 13 and a half minutes. Once again, Karrion Kross beats the absolute living shit out of somebody
And loses.
and loses.
Yup. Yup.
He's gonna prove to you guys more and more you don't have to win to get over.
He's not wrong.
I understand that, but you don't win by not winning.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened with New Day. He didn't beat New Day at all, and New Day turned heel. The same thing is gonna happen with Sami.
You're gonna
Their
go back
match,
to video camera.
their
Sammy?
match, it was it was fantastic. Karrion Kross proved that he can do a back bump. So the one on the internet that started spreading that rumor, you can go suck an egg. Their match was amazing. I loved their match. I thought it was great. Once Karrion started talking smack in the corner to Sami, I was like, "You're getting haluva kicked." And then when he took off to the turnbuckle, I'm like, "We've seen this spot before. He's gonna give him one or two, and then the third one's gonna be an haluva kick." And it was. And Sami gets the win. They're gonna keep the Sami world title thing going until he turns heel. Just my opinion. And I think Karrion's breakout feud is yet to happen, and it's gonna be the AJ Styles feud that'll be after AJ takes the IC title off of Dom. Sorry, Mike. Because I think that's where Karrion will have his breakout, is taking the IC title off of AJ before the end of the year.
Kevin said, "Here comes the pain." It is "Thank you, boys," and then TJ goes with his very famous line, "But his credibility, Fry."
But he did nothing to establish a credibility yet. He's not, his mind games is his credibility, not his in-ring. His way to manipulate people into doing what he wants them to do is Karrion Kross's credibility.
And his promo work too is pretty damn good.
I mean, that's what I mean. His promos and everything, he lures people in to what he eventually wants them to do. He lured Sami into this match simply by making a comment, and Sami punched him in the mouth. To which Karrion laughed and said, "Right in the plan." So it's not so much his in-ring work is his credibility, it's his mic work and his psychology is his ring work.
Shall we go to the next match?
Yep.
Solo Sikoa defeating Jacob Fatu in 12 minutes for the WWE United States Championship, which we have a return and a new player in the Bloodline story.
So to quote Paul Heyman, what inning are we in with this story?
Gotta be close to the 5th,
Oh my goodness! Like,
6th.
Well,
somewhere around
Roman's
there.
out of it now, so we don't have to worry about that.
Is he?
is he? That's not gonna be
Is
the
he?
next question. Is Jimmy, because Jimmy Uso ain't out of it?
Yeah. Is Roman out of it?
Okay, fair.
Is
fair point.
Jay out of it?
But Tongaloa comes back and Aikaloa.
Aikalo, but they're evidently his ring name is gonna
Tamatonga.
be Tala Tonga.
Tala Tonga, yeah. Dude, that guy is massive though. When
He
I
is
saw
a
that,
yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy.
Yeah,
Who
just
the
when you
hell?
think that when you think the Samoan dynasty is just like really short fat guys, the really tall one shows up.
I was a little disappointed that Fatu did lose, but I get why.
I think it's part of the story. Jacob is such an anomaly because he doesn't need a championship.
No.
He doesn't need any kind of championship to still be a crowd favorite and still get over.
And now he's gonna
And
no-show because he lost the championship.
And no, but I think putting the U.S. title on Solo kind of builds back up whatever this.
Timu bloodline.
It's like it's not even the Timu bloodline anymore. It's more like the Misfit bloodline because now there's like it's Solo, it's 1-2 and 3 Tongans. It doesn't. It's and then whatever JC Marrero is. It's like okay, what do you want me to do about this? Evidently, they're going to head towards Jacob and Jimmy becoming a team, helping each other out. And I would imagine that Roman's going to play a factor in that at some point.
You think Jay shows up too?
Maybe they're being. Well, I did see a tweet sent out by a certain Zilla that sent a tweet to Jacob with a phone emoji on it, like "Give me a call." So we could see Zilla.
Now, supposedly Roman Reigns is going to be coming back here shortly because he's rumored for SummerSlam, but then he's got another movie after that. So
great, he's The Rock.
This explains why they want to give him a pay cut instead of the Vince McMahon deal that he got. The match was solid between the two of them. Jacob amazes me every time he's in the ring.
That backflip is
over the top rope twisting back salt, that was amazing. Completely caught me off guard. I saw that Tonga grab for his shoulder as soon as Jacob hit him, and I thought, oh, he's hurt again. But nah, I think he's fine. It's just that's Tonga. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. Look on the bright side. It's not the main event story on SmackDown right now for this Bloodline Battle Royal that's taking place. So let it happen.
Next match, Jade Cargill defeats Asuka to become Queen of the Ring. Jade Cargill now will face the WWE Women's Champion at SummerSlam. Which immediately after Jade wins, Naomi's cashing in.
You think?
I think so. I very much think so. Because you see the rivalry there.
What if she fails?
I'd laugh my ass off. Big time. And speaking of this match, I didn't hate it. I thought the ending pinfall was weird. Because the way she fell off, it brought Asuka's arm up and he's still 1, 2, 3. Like, it happens. Whatever. But I think this is the second time that she's done something like that where it pulls the opponent's shoulders off the mat and they still count to 3. It happens.
This is probably the one match I particularly really didn't care for.
I think this was the low ball on everybody's agenda of matches on this card.
I think this was the most predictable.
I love when Jade does the cosplay of Storm, and that's what she did here. She looked good on that in that aspect. Asuka's Asuka. Take her or leave her. I know Joe loves her, but there's no needle moving when it comes to Asuka for me.
Not anymore.
The thunder of Asuka is no more. Jade winning sets it up perfectly for Jade and Tiffany. I'm wondering how big of a cluster that match will be between them two. And if Tiffany can lead Jade in that match.
Do you think it's going to be a bad match?
I would think that would be like a night one, middle of the card type of thing for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a night one match for sure.
Night one open?
No.
You think it's going to be that bad of a match?
I don't think it'll be a bad match, but
Tiffany will lead the whole thing, though.
This is definitely going to be Tiffany's. Can Tiffany be a
ring general,
locker room lead? Yeah, ring general type leading Jade.
I wouldn't be surprised. Do you think that they probably rehearsed this match well in advance?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think Tiffany can go in the ring. I have no question about that. Jade is okay to good in the ring.
She's not great.
I think she needs more.
They're both very, very good in the ring. The problem is can either one of them direct traffic while in the ring? They're so used to somebody else directing traffic that now it's going to fall on one of them. And
Yep.
it's time to sink or swim, in my opinion, for both of them.
Time to put up or shut up, as they say.
So you think this could be a career-defining match for the both of them?
Tiffany's career defining match was WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This is gonna be whether Jade's breakout moment, and this is gonna make sure that Tiffany's gonna be a multi-time champion and not a one-time champion,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how this match goes. In my opinion.
I would agree with that.
So the final match of Night of Champions, John Cena defeating CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship, 26 minutes long of a match. But at the end of it, actually not the end of it, before the final pinfall, we get Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Penta, I think that's it, all showing up to
Bronson
We
Reed.
get Bronson
Bronson
Reed
Braun
and,
Breaker.
and Braun Breaker.
well,
Yep.
they came out with Seth, didn't they?
B&B security.
Yeah.
Overall, you could definitely tell both of them have lost a step in the ring. But the storytelling in this match and how much they know of each other is phenomenal. I love their match at Money in the Bank and that Raw in April years ago. This is very close to that because the years of separation and how much that they can do to each other, basically, and put the story over, in my opinion. I thought it was very good. I loved it.
No, as Triple H said on the post show yesterday, that's the last time you're ever going to see those two wrestle. So that's it.
Kind of sucks. Father Time is undefeated.
I thought it was a Punk Cena match. It was very good. It was very well put together.
Yeah.
I'm just so tired of the run-ins.
I
understand Rollins because the attempt to cash in, but I'm just tired of run-ins.
I have
Are you
something
talking with Penta and Sammy?
I'm just tired of run-ins in general.
I have something about this because I did see something yesterday. I don't know how accurate this report is, but I did see something come through that WWE is considering making every title, not every title, but every WWE title match a Bloodline rules match because they're at the point of just saying fuck it and just having people run in and do stuff.
I don't think so. I think that was just something you saw online.
Yeah, I'm just so tired of run-ins. I mean, we've had a run-in every single month or every WWE title match that wasn't a Cody Rhodes championship match. When it was Roman, it was run-ins. When it's Cena, it's always run-ins. I'm just tired of run-ins.
No, TJ, I don't know about the news with Otis.
I thought the match overall it was good because Punk and Cena always deliver. I mean the Seth Rollins thing. It's just like okay,
the thing
buddy.
that got me the most was SmackDown now, since Mike showed it to me. Of the I will miss you. That hurt. That hurt my child at heart.
I honestly thought Roman was going to come back yesterday. Too.
Really?
Just with everything at the end when I looked at the highlights with all the chaos that was going on, I said maybe he comes back because then he starts the road to SummerSlam. But who knows now?
Ryan, are you looking up whatever TJ's talking about for Otis?
Yeah.
No. We'll get that to you in a second.
I'll say overall the pay-per-view from the highlights that I saw. Out of we want to do it 5 stars or 10 stars.
Do 5.
3.5.
I'd put it closer to 4.5. Outside of one match on here, I very much loved everything. Brian, I know you're busy.
Oh, yeah, this was posted. Basically, they moved Otis off the active roster. He's taking time away.
Well,
He's not released.
he
He's
has
not
been
anything.
working nonstop for
He's
a while.
he's just not on the active Intel active roster.
So I wouldn't call it heartbreaking. If he needs to take some time away, good on him to speak up.
Yeah, and I mean, it sounds like the Dungeon Babes or the Dungeon Dolls or whatever Natty and Maxine are getting called is gonna start moving forward with some tag team
Nice.
action.
Those
Nice.
freaking women's titles can actually do something.
Yeah, so no, all in all, I thought it was I didn't think it was a bad pay per view. I don't expect every pay per view to be a home run, grand slam, knock it out of the park. Every match was great. 25 stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome type show. Um, but I mean, it was a solid card. Everybody put the work in. There was no smages and none of that kind of stuff. I don't think we'll see Cena the month of July. You
No,
may
I think
see,
his next one's the end of July, isn't it?
I think so, but I think it's also because they're promoting his Amazon movie.
Amazon.
Him and Idris Alba.
Oh, where they're both the president and prime minister.
One's a prime minister.
I
One's a
want to
president.
see that. I saw that.
But I don't. We don't need Cena to do. I don't want to see Cena and Cody back and forth for the month leading up to SummerSlam again, like we did for Mania.
TJ said anything about Paige and Charlotte and Alexa next women's tag champs, because I wouldn't mind that.
Possibly. I mean, at least it would bring some shtick to the tag titles.
Well, I was gonna say for Evolution, do we think it's gonna be Raquel and Roxanne versus Rhea Ripley and somebody else?
Well, it's funny because the original plan was laid out that it was going to be Nikki and possibly Brie versus Raquel and Liv. Now that
Uh-huh.
Liv's gone, we haven't heard a damn word about Nikki Bella
Nope.
since that
That's
promo.
fine.
So, did they scrap it and now they're going to
That's
wait
okay.
to bring Nikki back later?
We don't need her.
I mean, I don't have anything against Nikki Bella.
I don't
Cena.
either.
mean,
Hey John,
mean-
I'd hate this place too if they hired my ex.
Oh yeah, that was a good line. I won't lie, that was a pretty good line.
but
that
I
promo.
mean, I don't know yet. I would imagine. What do we have?
2 weeks? Is that 2 weeks?
2 weeks or so. We're gonna get a
Saturday
lot
night's
of
main
build.
event, and
We're gonna get a
then
lot of build to Evolution, within the next 2 weeks for sure.
And the big news too, SmackDown next Friday, 2 hours on 4th of July. We're going back to 2 hours.
at 6
also
p.m.
no, Raw is at 6 p.m.
Oh.
on Monday night in Pittsburgh. So special start time for that.
How are we gonna do that tomorrow? Or not? Yeah, tomorrow's Monday. Jesus, I forgot what day it was. We gonna watch it live, or are we gonna like wait for it to go off the air and then watch it? Like, what's the plan for that?
I am gonna watch it the minute
I
it
have to-
turns on.
I have to work early on Monday night, so I go in at 9 o'clock. So I'm probably watching it at 6 o'clock. So
I would say turn
we'll-
it on at 6 if you can, and when I get home, I'll throw on Surfshark and we can watch.
we'll be in the cord.
That okay with you, Mike?
Yeah, I was gonna say if we can watch it like at the normal time in the cord.
Oh no,
Mhm.
I was talking like right at 6.
I'm not gonna be home right at 6 because that'd be 5 o'clock my time, and I'll probably still be at work.
Shoot,
Man, it must suck working a 9 to 5.
that's what I do, but I'm on the East Coast, so it's okay, I guess.
No, you guys have no idea what I dealt with on Friday night and the Saturday morning. You know
Oh.
why I was MIA yesterday and
The
nobody
9
saw
hours
me?
waiting for a tow.
I spent 9.5 hours on the side of the road waiting on a tow truck. Yeah, not a lot of fun at all. It
Did you-
ruined my entire weekend plans.
Did you sleep?
As much as I could with the truck rocking left and right every time a big truck went by. By the way, public service announcement. I don't know if every state has adopted it yet, but in Maryland and other states, we have the move over law.
Yeah, we have that in Connecticut. Two
So if you
people.
see an emergency vehicle on the side of the road or a broke down vehicle on the side of the road, you're supposed to move over.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a truck broke down on the shoulder with their triangles out or flares out or whatever, or you see swirling lights on the shoulder of any kind, whether they're blue and red or they're orange or I don't care. If you are in the right hand lane and there is nobody in the left lane, move the fuck over.
Connecticut has that, but it's
Do
very
you know
loosely
how many
enforced.
times I like puckered just a little bit when I tried to find out what was going on with my truck and couldn't because trucks sailing past me like 6 inches away from me and not giving a damn?
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
It's some scary shit, guys, and it's not worth it. I literally I almost moved to the passenger seat of my truck to sleep just so that I knew that if I got hit on that side, at least there was some kind of buffer. Because if I got hit on the driver's side, it would have been all me. So, according to our good friend TJ, he just wants to tell us that Goldberg is coming July the 12th. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I know Gunther cut a promo Monday talking about it's not 1998 anymore, and he's gonna beat up Goldberg and all this stuff. It's really gonna suck when he gets beat by a spear and a jackhammer.
You really think Goldberg? Well, at that point, I guess if Goldberg wins, then Seth cashes in.
It would be nice.
Or what happens
We'll
if
see.
what happens if it's a ploy? If he wins, he actually sticks around for a couple dates.
I doubt it.
I don't.
I think he's got one good match left. One match left in him.
I like how you remove the good.
Either way, it's gonna be a wreck. It's gonna be a car crash, and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it.
And be about 5 minutes long.
Just like I enjoyed all that I enjoyed it when he debuted in 1998.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Looks like we have a new subscriber on YouTube, Derek Mitchell. Welcome to the Club of Nerds.
Hey, we're verified.
Oh yeah, Ryan, you did a thing. I forgot
I don't know.
about that.
I just said, hey, you can be verified. I clicked the button and paid it. We're verified.
There you go.
Pay the man,
People,
stupid.
AJ's like, you paid for us to get verified. I'm like, everybody loves a blue check.
Okay.
Hit. That's funny.
New to me. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. We'll be live.
Oh, I gotta do this again because the fat man's off. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
One word, 4 letters.
Hold on, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Next episode, the regular nerds on Thursday are reviewing the musical Hamilton because it's the 4th of July on Friday. I've never seen it, so that's going to be interesting.
Have fun.
But Mike, you started it. Let's finish it. Take it away.
One word, 4 letters. Hit, Ryan.
Yeet.
We need the fat man back just for that.
At least he can fly.